Hi, I'm Nick Bradley, and if any of you had the pleasure to have a short game workshop with me, you'll realise that when it comes to this kind of distance, which is probably a 35-40 yard pitch shot, I'm not a great advocate of putting a lot of wrist set in the motion to create the angle into the ball. In fact, I like the angle in the that we try and get into the ball to be derived from where we position our sternum. If you look at my book, The 7 Laws of the Golf Swing, which was written in 2003, it was one of the first books, probably the first book, to actually talk about sternum placement in relation to the ballistic of the strike. So I'm not a great believer when it comes to this sort of distance pitching, okay, in setting the wrist too much. Number one, okay, what we have here, we have a situation where we have a relatively slow swing. So with a relatively slow swing, if we start setting the wrist here, we're going to be at impact long before the club head will be. Okay, that's going to sacrifice a lot of spin control, a lot of distance and strike. Okay, what we really try and do in these kind of pitch shots is marry the motion of the club head and the body together. So in that sense, we actually can't have a lot of set going on. Alright, so I'm going to play these shots here. Like I say, I'll go about 35 yards. The other thing as well about the using too much set is what we're trying to really do to create some spin on this shot is spin the cover, okay, not the core. So if we start putting in too much set into the backswing, we're actually going to strike the core too much and not whip the underside of the ball. If you take a multicolored beach ball, for example, if I was going to rotate those colors quickly, I wouldn't hit the center of the ball. I'd spin and whip the bottom of it to get the ball spinning quickly. Okay, so got a pitch shot here. I'm just trying to marry in, okay, the turn of my body with the club. I'm actually not going to set the club too much as I go back. Still relatively wide and through. Okay, little turning motion of the body. Let the club go along for the ride. Okay, beautiful. Got a nice little pinchy divot there. Ball took its familiar 2 bounces and came to a rest. Let's do it again. All I'm trying to do here is turn, keep the club head working with my sternum back and through. I do not want a lot of set. That's going to put the club and my body out of sync through the strike, producing some deep divots. Turn back, turn through. Okay, if you can master those basics in pitching, where you're trying to get the club head working with the body, you can start to hit some great pitch shots like that, where your touch is good, your strike is good, and your feedback is good.